Hi guys, my name is Lara Kadaisi and I am the matchmaking mistress. So today I have this video titled Why Your Ideal Mates Can't Find You. As my job as the matchmaking mistress is to introduce people to each other, match people to each other, connect people to each other so that they can, you know, date, be in love, be in a relationship, and hopefully get married and live happily ever after. So when you sign up for matchmaking with me, the first thing I do is to schedule a video session with you. And the essence of that video session is to find out who you are. I want to check your past. I want to connect, your last three relationships, look for patterns that is stopping you from being married or from falling in love, or from having the ideal relationship or the relationship of your dreams, and all of that. And that is usually the eye opener, for so many people, because I'm able to trace some things as a therapist. I'm able to bring your how will I say it now? I'm able to bring your attention to some things that you've been overlooking, as also a relationship coach, so those are some of the things I'm going to be sharing with you today. Your mate or your ideal mates, they are looking for you. I'm telling you, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, there's somewhere who, waiting, looking, prodding, going up and down and searching for you, but they can't find you. Or some people have even seen you, but they can't recognize you. And why is that? Number one, you are a bitter human being. Nobody will be with you if you're bitter. How do you even know you are bitter? You're always finding faults in everything. You are always condemning everything. You're always, you always look for negatives out of the positives. As in, when everybody's rejoicing or when somebody's happy, or you shall look for how to say, what if it doesn't work? What if, you're always arguing, you're just bitter. And the reason why you could be bitter is maybe, you're still hurting, somebody offended you, or maybe you were raised in a home where, they treated you badly, or maybe you lack, parental love when you were growing up. Maybe you were raped, maybe you were wronged, maybe so many reasons like that that you need to deal with. If you know that you have these traces in you, I beg you, in the name of God, deal with it. And how will you deal with it? Call a relationship coach. Sign up, with me or with anybody else as a therapist. They will help you. A therapist usually go back to your past, to correct the wrong that is affecting you today. So that is why coaching may not really work for that. Prayers may not really work for that, as much as prayer is good, but because it took you a while to learn that behavior, you also have to learn it by following some practical processes. So if you're bitter, they won't be able to find you, because your ideal mate is not looking for somebody who is bitter. Your ideal mate is looking for somebody who is happy, who is positive, who wants great things, in their lives, who has joy around them, and that is who they will click with. And that's one. Number two reason why your ideal mate can't find you is that you are rigid. Oh my God. I always say it. This is a no. It is a turn off. If you're a man or a woman, I don't care what gender you are. If you cannot, be reasonable every time, you always want to have your way. Every time your way is right. Every time whatever you say is whatever the other person is saying is nonsense. Why? Because I know you are justifying your yes, you know these things, yeah, you're older, yes, you've been around for a while, yeah, you studied for some things, yes, you have some experiences and all of that, but that is not enough reason for you to be rigid. If you are rigid, nobody would want to be with you. People can tolerate you for a while, but eventually they will run away from you. So your ideal mate will not, when he see that this one, they're just having a conversation, with you, and then maybe they're just in a group of persons and you are very rigid, you just cannot let go, nobody else can have their way all the time, you must always win. That's a terrible thing. They will not be able to find you. That's number two. Number three reasons why your ideal mate cannot find you is because you have low self-confidence. Low self-confidence is very terrible, darling. Very, very terrible. They don't want to be around somebody who thinks that your ideal mate does not want to be around somebody who, think that, who will make them think that they are doing you a favor by dating you or marrying you. or they don't want to be around somebody who cannot stand on our own or hold his own, you know. In fact, let me tell you, one guy told me recently that, you know, how he knew. Some people are very funny. That, you know, what somebody, the lady told the guy that he has divorced, or she's divorcing rather. She has separated from her husband, so she's divorcing. And then the guy says, "Oh my God!" And he asked her why. She said, "He's not confident enough. I can't look up to him. I can't respect." The guy was like, "Wow, I knew that from day one." And, you know, when he was relaying it to me, I'm like, "How did you know?" He said because he shook the guy's hand from day one, and he could see how he recalled, you know, that because he had gone for some training and they have taught him about a handshake, how to have a firm grip, how to know a confident person through a handshake. He knew just by shaking that guy that that guy is not up to par with this, you know, lady when it comes to self-confidence and assertion and stuff like that. And that kind of blew me away. I'm like, really? I had no idea. I still don't have an idea how to know. You know, so, and why do people have low self-confidence? You know, low self-confidence also can be seen in a relationship when you always agree with what your partner says, or you're just agreeable. Anything anybody says goes. Anything people say goes. Anything goes. You're always agreeable. There is a problem with that. It's you know, you can't, it's not like you don't have your own opinion or you don't have your voice, but it's because, you know, you're just scared to voice it. You just be like, let them not think that I'm too much. Let them not think that this. Let them not think that. Your ideal mate will not find you because they won't like to be with you. And how come you have low self-confidence? Also, it could be from your childhood. Maybe, you know, our parents, oh my God, maybe they beat out the self-esteem in you, your self-confidence, that now you cannot even express. I know someone who told me that, you know, and this boy finished finished an engineering course with first class. You know, he's fine, he's handsome, he's everything, has a good job. But he told me that, you know, that he finds it hard, you know, asking a woman out. And the reason is because, you know, there's something inside of him that always lets him know that it's not just enough, they won't accept him. And by the time I traced it, I started asking him questions. I realized that, you know, in his home, they raised them not to be able to look into people's eyes. They said their mother wanted to make sure that they were respectful, you know, so she's always screaming at them, you know. And then something also happened to him during his I think in school, you know, he said somebody called him to them, they called him to the assembly for prize giving, and then his shirt or his trouser tore behind and he didn't know. And so seniors or juniors or whoever, as it was going up the assembly, they were booing him. And that just shattered the remaining self-esteem that he had. You know, we had to go back to correct that. We had to go back to that incident in time and make sure, you know, we could deal with it. You know, nobody wants to be with you if you don't have self-confidence. How do you have self-confidence? Contact a therapist, contact a relationship coach, contact a life coach. Let them help you build your self-confidence. Affirmation is a good way to build your self-confidence. Going back to the great things that you have done and people have praised you for, and all of that can help you build, you know, your self-confidence. And therapy just, you know, generally will make you, you know, build your self-confidence. Another reason why your ideal mate cannot find you is because you don't have what it takes to attract them. You are not right. You know, you don't have what it takes. You don't have it. You cannot attract them. And, you know, because I'm a matchmaker, people come to me and tell me, Ara, this is what I want, you know, they pay me money. So they're like, this. In fact, sometimes I used to say, I think you're expecting to create this person. You know, so they tell me that, Ara, this is what I want, blah, 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 blah. And I tell them, see, you cannot attract this. Even if I matchmake you, I introduce these kind of people to you, you won't be able to retain them. They will not be able to stay with you. Why? Maybe you are looking for a polished person, for instance. You're not polished enough. So if you like polished people from till today till tomorrow, they will not stay with you because you are not polished enough. So you can attract those kind of people. So sometimes they like you, they see you, but they're just like, yeah, I just wished, you know, she's just a little more. I just wish he's just a little more, you know. Or some people, you cannot attract your ideal mate because of why? Maybe your looks. You're not good looking enough. See, there's nobody that is ugly. I always say it. is just knowing how to dress, knowing the color that suits you, knowing the right clothes, for your kind of body. You'll see that so many of these stars that we know in Nigeria, I'm not talking about in Boda that we have done plastic surgery, but I'm talking about Nigeria or even Africans, some people have very K-leg, some people have kinikon leg, some people have this kind of, but they've been able to know the kind of clothes that hide their defects, and then promote, or accentuate, their assets, so another reason why you cannot attract them is maybe you're a lot older than them. Yeah. I told somebody recently that most guys, or some of the guys that I know that I've dealt with and worked with, and I think it goes for most guys, even though I'm trying not to generalize, because generalization is not good, but some of the guys, and maybe most guys, who are within 35 and 40, like ladies that are between, I stand to be corrected anyways, I'm giving you this what will I call it now, this statistics based on people I've worked with, over 60 to 100 people, if I'm not exaggerating too much, so they like ladies from 25 to 30, or from 25 to 32. I'm talking about guys between 35 and 40. So when you are 36 and you are going for a guy that is 37 or that is 36, some people don't mind. In fact, some guys can even date a lady that is older than them. But the average guy will not date somebody that is around his age or that kind of age. And the reason being, because I've asked these guys, I always call them, I deal with them on Facebook, and I ask them, they're talking about fertility issues. We don't know if, that the older they get, the older women get, the thinner their chances of procreating, then another reason is that the older women get, the more rigid they become, because now they have more money, now they, so and all of that. So you have to be realistic. If you're 35, you're 36, except you look younger, you behave younger, you are more flexible, you should be thinking of a guy who is 40 and above. Reality is important. I always like to help my clients be realistic. Some people are not in a relationship because of this. They have been looking for a guy that is 1 year different. If you're 26 or 27, you can date a guy that is 27 or maybe 24 or 25. But when you are 34 or 35, probability of dating a younger guy or probability of dating a guy around your age range is slim. Yes, because of these things that I have outlined. So another reason why your ideal mate cannot find you is because you have unrealistic expectations. You expect that when if you're a girl, for instance, you expect that when the guy sees you, he should, remove the chair for you to sit down. He should, hold you by the hand when you want to. He should open the car door for you. He should speak to you in a certain manner. You should do this, you should do that. Which is not, being polite is not bad if you're expecting somebody to be polite. But when you're having some expectations that are unrealistic, my dear, calm down. Because even these men too, they are going through issues. And same thing for a man. I know a man who says the reason that I think he's 43, the reason why he's not married, he's not seeing a woman that can be a queen, that can be a diva, that can be a cook, that can be a cleaner, that can be a business guru, that can be, and I'm like, uncle, as we are looking 47, you are still in this role. Unrealistic expectations. Except you're looking for a god, or you're looking for one, I don't know, or you want to create the person. People have struggles like you, so don't go be a perfectionist because it doesn't work. So these are some of the reasons why your ideal mate can't find you. If you can locate yourself, in any of these, look for how to correct them. If you need my help to help you correct them, just buzz me on my direct line. I always am the one who will pick it. It's no PA. For now, I'm the one. Just go to call me on 080-606-55460. 080 606